back to the knowledge through the geometrical form of the six-pointed star, the hexagram. We have discussed in the last video the hexagram in the alchemic wisdom. We are going to discuss today the power of the hexagram in astrology. Okay? So we have seen last time how through the combination of the four elements and in a specific way we could awaken the potential of the fifth element, the quintessence of the alchemist, by the perfect equilibrium of all the elements within ourselves. We are going to look today into the presence of the planets, and we want to look just to 6 planets that are the planets that are called in astrology the planets of the personality, as compared to the transcendent or transpersonal planets, which are Uranus, Neptunus, and Pluto. So let's start first by looking at the hexagram with the planets. And we see here that we have, again, the 2 triangles. The upper pointing triangle has Jupiter at the top, has Saturn in the base, and has Mars in the other aspect. Jupiter represents the potential of expansion in life. Saturn is here in the base because it's the base, the foundation, the solidity, the limits. And we have here Mars as the potential, the inner energy, the stamina to go, to conquer, to defend our tribe, the vital force that keeps us alive. So these 3 principles are mainly outgoing. They have a positive polarity. They express outside, and they are masculine potentialities. And these are combined with the lower pointing triangle that now is represented by the Moon, Venus, and Mercury. We'll start by speaking of Mercury because this can be a little bit confusing. We're now speaking about a downward, a triangle pointing downwards, and a feminine energy. What is Mercury doing here? So let's remind us that Mercury is this, in the Greek tradition, is this angelic being, semi-angelic. It has wings, and it's a messenger. It's a messenger of the gods. So he's semi-divine and semi-human. He can go to the heavens, speak with the gods, and come back to the earth and speak to humanity. And even if we, in terms of gender, represent him as male, in fact, he's an angelic being. He has no gender, and he has the potential to traverse realities and dimensions. And he's the one that is always receiving. He's receiving from the gods to bridge the energies to the earth. And we have then Venus in one of the upper corners, and Venus represents the beauty of the matter, the splendor of the earth, nature, the potentiality of receiving from the others. And then we have the Moon, and the Moon is also a feminine principle that nurtures, that has the potentiality to receive the seed and nurture it, help it grow so that it will come in the future. It has a maternal connotation. And these 6 potentials that are expressed, all of them within themselves, are combined in a hexagram, and when this hexagram is worked in the proper way to have every single aspect of our life in equilibrium, the alchemy, the magic is awakened. And let's see in terms of personality how this can work. Whenever we're in a relationship where we teach or we learn, we are activating the first axis, the vertical axis that goes from the master to the pupil, from the professor to the alumni, from the one that is teaching to the one that is receiving information. Every time that in our life we activate this axis, either because we are receiving information, knowledge, or because we are teaching others, we are working with this first axis. The second axis is female, male, receptive, and giving principle. Every time when we're in a relationship where we give and we receive energy, where there are two poles, one feminine, the other masculine, we're activating the axis Venus and Mars. And the third axis, the moon, nurture, Saturn, limits, solidity, is usually psychologically experienced through the presence of mother and father. No? The moon, the mother, the nurturing principle, the one that helps us grow. Saturn, the father, the one that sustains us and also puts the limits. When these experiences in our life are equipoised and in balance, and we are playing these different roles with mastery, we have the potential to awaken the star that we are, the sun. The sun is in the center of this axis of interaction, maintaining the system, representing the soul in us. So when we work in equilibrium with all these aspects, roles, interactions in our life, we can place ourselves in the center of the system and manifest as souls, understanding deep within that we are the soul, I am, that I am, and that we express ourselves. We are in the center of the hexagram, and we express ourselves as the arms. We express ourselves as mothers or fathers. We express ourselves as couples, female couple, male couple. We express ourselves as learning or teaching. But we remain throughout all these functions that life makes us play, throughout all these roles that we assume as custom, as being disguised in a custom, throughout all these activities that we express in the outer world, we remain in the consciousness of the soul, in the essence of I am. So this is how astrology also uses the hexagram to express the potential of the soul, the divine principle within ourselves. And speaking about astrology and charts, ancient astrologers from the Judaic tradition express that the hexagram, with this combination of planets, actually represents the position of the planets at the moment of birth of King David. And King David, let us remember together that is the central point that then will allow to grow the 12 tribes of Israel. So, in fact, in Jewish and Kabbalistic astrology, the hexagram represents the natal chart of King David as foundation stone of the tribes of Israel. I speak of this now because this is the link of our next meeting where we will discuss King David, King Solomon, and the roots in ancient Jewish tradition and Kabbalah of all the occult and magical traditions up to today. Thank you very much and see you soon.